registration is on, use the opportunity to register to vote. On the news this afternoon, INEC releases revised timetable for 2027 general elections. Opposition parties reject 2026 Electoral Act. Residents divided over Fubara's political future as stakeholders debate Governor Fubara's political future after Wike's loyalists dominate APC delegate. Adamawa State Governor Fintiri defects from PDP to APC. On the foreign scene, Al-Qaeda-linked group kills 130 in Burkina Faso assault. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili with the news. We begin the news this afternoon with an update on the 2027 general elections. The Independent National Electoral Commission has announced a new timetable for the 2027 general elections in line with the Electoral Act 2026. In a statement signed by National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Mohammed Haruna, the Commission says the changes follow the repeal of the 2022 Electoral Act and the introduction of new legal timelines. Under the revised schedule, presidential and National Assembly elections will be held on January 16, 2027, while governorship and state assembly elections will take place on February 6, 2027. Party primaries will run from April 23rd to May 30th, 2026, with presidential campaigns starting on August 19, 2026, and governorship campaigns on September 9, 2026. INEC says the updated timetable complies with the Constitution and has been published on its official platforms. As preparations ramp up for the 2027 elections, opposition political parties have rejected the 2026 Electoral Act signed into law by President Bola Tinubu, describing part of the legislation as anti-democratic. At a press conference in Abuja on Thursday, NPP Chairman Ahmed Ajuji read a communique calling on the National Assembly to urgently amend what they consider harmful provisions. Prominent figures at the event included David Mark, Rauf Aregbesola, Atiku Abubakar, Rotimi Amechi, Peter Obi, and Buba Galadima, all insisting that the law must be revised to guarantee free, fair, and credible elections. While speaking on the same day on Channels Television, NMPP chieftain Buba Galadima warned that Nigerians could express their frustration at the ballot box in 2027 if economic hardship and insecurity persist. Criticizing the policies of the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC), he dismissed claims of improved living conditions and cited arrests over public commentary as evidence that authorities are underestimating public sentiment.
They said they have 32 governors or 36, I don't know how many out of 36 they have. And they are afraid to face free and fair election. Can't we ask why? If it is true that they have all these governors and all the governors have support, they have told us they won election before. If they have performed, what stops them from naturally improving on what they had before? That they are so jittery, so confused, so afraid that they have to coerce people by using institutions of government, stifle opposition.
While drawing parallels with the 2015 elections, Galadima added that Nigerians had previously voted out an incumbent government over insecurity and could do so again if current challenges continue.
They shouldn't presume that Nigerians are gullible and they cannot react. They should remember, and they know better, that when things got less than 10% of the situation we find ourselves in 2015, Nigerians rose to the occasion and removed that government. If you can remove a Jonathan's government for a simple insecurity in the northeast, what would you be doing to the APC government? I think we have to cut them into pieces.
Responding to opposition political parties, the presidency dismissed their claims that the 2026 Electoral Act is flawed or favors the APC, calling them baseless. Special advisor to the president, Bayo Onanuga, says the opposition, with some civil society groups, has spread misinformation against the government at the National Assembly. Onanuga clarifies that the Act's provisions for real-time result transmission, Form EC8A backup, and the INEC result viewing portal do not allow manipulation. He also defends direct primaries and consensus voting as ways to restore party ownership and end the delegate-based system. Onanuga urges opposition parties to stop spreading false claims, stressing that the law strengthens transparency and protects Nigeria's multi-party democracy. While still in politics, Adamawa State Governor Umar Fintiri has officially defected from the PDP to the APC. Fintiri says the move alongside his cabinet and local government officials is aimed at strengthening alignment with the federal government and advancing development priorities. This follows the recent resignation of 15 PDP lawmakers from the Adamawa State House of Assembly, signaling a significant realignment in state politics. Turning now to unfolding political development in Rivers State, opinion leaders are weighing in on the political future of Governor Siminalayi Fubara following the emergence of loyalists of FCT Minister Nyesom Wike as national delegate of the All Progressives Congress. Public affairs analyst Obinwa Akanwa says the emergence of delegates loyal to the FCT minister clearly shows that Governor Fubara does not control the APC structure in the state. Akanwa spoke in an interview with correspondent Obi Oruwari, reacting to the just concluded APC elective delegate congress across the 23 local government areas of the state, where none of Fubara's loyalists were elected as delegates. He adds that the results of the delegate elective congress have further exposed the internal power dynamics within the party.
If he were to be a very serious governor and who knows that he has something that his future is at stake, he wouldn't have allowed himself to be muzzled out of leadership. The leadership is about the structure of the party. So if you had been made or pronounced the leader of the party in the state, you must have a majority control of who becomes the delegate, who participate in the delegate election.
Also weighing in, human rights activist Chatamwala says Governor Fubara's political future now largely depends on Wike. Wala says the governor's supporters have now become the sacrificial lambs in the political settlement between the FCT minister and the governor.
Sadly, his followers were the sacrificial lamb in all of this. They will just continue to hover like some of them are hovering around right now. The governor has finally thrown them under the bus and have actually left them the way they are. And it is not, the decision made is not even in the best interest of most of his followers. I can tell you for free. But he has made a decision. What do they have to do? They can either go and join the ADC, or they withdraw from politics, or they even abide by the decision that the governor has made. Sadly, that is a new reality for them.
Continuing with Rivers State politics, Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State has warned his new Chief of Staff, Sonny Ewule, that he will be sacked if he attends any political meeting without prior approval. The governor made the statement while swearing in Ewule and the new secretary to the state government, Dagogo Wokoma, on Thursday. He said the warning reflects his commitment to maintaining peace and promoting the state's prosperity, and urged Wokoma to apply his academic experience to benefit the administration.
You have a duty, most importantly, to yourself and to our dear state. This appointment is not for any political empowerment. You start believing that you have a platform to abuse or create problem. For the Chief of Staff you're working under me, it's not a position that as you're living here now, you start holding meeting, calling people without my permission. If you involve yourself in nocturnal meeting and all those, I will sack you. I'm very serious. What is important to me today is peace, progress, and prosperity of the state.
Fubara also reminded permanent secretaries due for retirement to prepare their handover notes.
Let me also say to permanent secretaries that are here, we'll be visiting you by next week. I know a lot of you are already retired and you're still there. There must be room for growth. I've allowed you people a lot of time, but I'm going to do something pertaining to your matter. Those of you who are already retired, you can prepare your handover notes, prepare them and keep. Not when I do anything here, I say I should give you 1 week, 2 weeks. There's no 1 week. So those of you who are planning as soon as you're hearing now, you want to start going to do any front thing. You know, I'm smarter than all of you.
While the governor's new appointments are already drawing reactions, residents of Port Harcourt have expressed mixed reactions over the political future of Rivers State Governor. Following the emergence of loyalists to the FCT Minister Wike as national delegate of the APC. While speaking with our correspondent Christiana Kuki, while some say the development signals a possible weakening of the governor's political influence, others insist it is too early to draw conclusions.
This man have no hope. From now, because I'm the seat, so you have future for everything. Because I'm the governor of River State. I'm a Christian, and I will say that nobody knows to. Even if the delegates they are talking about today, they appear most of them they are loyal to the FCT minister. Even the idea they don't know what can happen that they may have a change of heart. So between now, yes, we need now and next year when election will take place. Many things can say after everything. It has an issue. Doesn't in fact that reflected to APC. It's still in fact that reflected to APC. I think he has a chance since our federal government is APC as well.
Well, the chairman of the civil liberty organization River State, Sunny Dada, says he would not be surprised if key ministries such as Works, Finance, Justice and Information and Communications fall under the control of loyalists of the FCT minister. He spoke to correspondent Yobi Oruwari.
He's a governor that has also not shown that he is strong and able enough to withstand pressures, whether external or internal pressures. His loyalty should be to the Rivers people. So if these key positions you have mentioned come from the FCT minister, I won't be surprised too, because what we see here is that the governor is desperate to come back, can concede to anything. Any agreement against the interests of Rivers people, we're going to take him on that.
Dada urged the governor not to compromise the state's interest while implementing his political settlement with the FCT minister, stressing that political reconciliation should not come at the expense of good governance or the welfare of the people of River State.
Whatever concession that he agreed to before the president. Unfortunately, till date, none of them has told us the content of the agreements they had in Aso Rock. We are worried because we know that the governor is desperate now because of his re-election ambition. Our worry is that his desperation should not make him to now concede to things that at the end of the day will shortchange the interest of Rivers people. That is where the worry is. Otherwise, as long as he gets the best of hands that will help him govern the state, we have no issues with that.
Meanwhile, some residents of Port Harcourt say they remain skeptical about the earlier reported resolution of the political crisis between Governor Fubara and FCT Minister Wike, questioning whether it will translate into tangible benefit for ordinary citizens. Others, however, welcome the reconciliation, expressing hope that it will restore stability and refocus attention on governance and development.
What they resolve, we don't know. So I believe that everything is between Fubara, Tinubu, and Wike. Those things that we place there, I don't think anything is in the interest of the masses. That is what is going to happen. So all this thing is their own personal interest, and that is where I'm afraid that what. For the OSHA, that one concern River State. For our own matter political interest of the government. It's totally political, like it's the interest of the government. It's not working. I think that was resolved by the interest of the masses, the people that the governor has led. They say where two elephants are crashing is the ground that suffers. So I think that he's considering the masses he's leading.
Let's go on a quick break now. When we return, we will bring you details on a suspected child trafficking orphanage uncovered in the FCT and the arrest of 6 men in Ondo over alleged fake miracle scams. Stay with us. Now, a security expert, retired Commodore Promise Dapa, has warned that the appointment of Tunji Disu as the new acting Inspector General of Police could abruptly end the careers of other officers. Speaking to correspondent Ifechukwu, Dapa said ethnicity-based appointments